guys, it's been a minute, but I thought that we would sit down and talk about seeds today. That's Milo and Jackson, by the way, our beagles who you've not seen yet on here, but let's talk about seed sourcing today. So we've touched a little bit on this like throughout our chats about finding seeds, and this year a lot of people having a harder time finding seeds because a lot of people picked up gardening due to being at home more, due to wanting to have more sustainability for themselves and being able to provide their own food. And that is so awesome, and I'm so thankful for that part of this year with people wanting to learn how to garden and homestead. But it caused a lack in the seed industry because they just were not ready for that influx. So it was definitely a little bit harder finding seeds this year. So I thought I would share a few of the ways that I found my seeds last year, and then kind of how I prepped to have and make sure I had seeds for this coming year. Before we get into talking about where to source your seeds from, where to find them, I thought it would be good to touch on the different types of seeds you'll be seeing when searching, Googling, buying them in the store. And kind of what to look for and what to know so that you have more information. So there are basically two types of varieties of plants, which is hybrids and heirlooms. And in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with hybrids or heirlooms. It's like a huge debate that everyone's talked about for so long. Hybrids are like a controlled cross-pollination, and I'm still new at this, so if I say it wrong, give me grace. But they are a cross-pollination of two varieties of plants that have been controlled to make a specific plant. So with hybrids, the seeds are still good, the food is still great. The only downfall for sustainability purposes is you can save the seeds, but if you plant those seeds, you are not guaranteed to get what you had the previous year, because it's just kind of like if you if you crossbreed two animals and their babies, you don't know which one, it's not gonna have a dominant trait necessarily. So weirdest way to say that, but that's basically what it comes down to. So you can save the seeds, you'll still get fruit, it'll still be edible, good fruit, but it won't be exactly what you had last year. So everybody's just not quite crazy about that, and I understand that. So they're just a little bit more unsustainable. Heirloom seeds are seeds that have been around that variety has been stable for over 50 years. They're passed down seeds, kind of like how our grandmothers pass us down their recipes. Same things for those seeds. They've been passed down for generations. Very sustainable. You can save seeds from them. The difference in production rate is normally hybrids are faster growers and maybe a little bit higher in yield than heirlooms are. Heirlooms are going to be a little bit slower growers, but more sustainable. When it comes to looking at those two varieties and looking at seeds, my most important thing I look for is making sure it's open pollinated. Open pollinated is really what you want to focus on finding. You're going to get the best quality of seeds, a more consistent variety of fruit or vegetable, and it's just definitely, in my opinion, the biggest thing I look for. And then also a lot of seeds, companies are going to be non-GMO, which is great. That means non-genetically modified. And that means they've not been lab treated, lab created, that wonky stuff. But if you didn't know this, seed companies and like seed stores, local co-ops actually cannot sell genetically modified seeds in their store. It is illegal. The only places that are getting genetically, my dog is trying to jump on the chair that this is sitting on. The only places that are getting genetically modified seeds are like mass production fields. So like the huge wheat farms, you know, like industries, those are the ones that are getting those type of seeds. That's the only place it's legal for them to be sold to and be used in that purpose. So, little beagle tail. Those are like the two varieties, hybrid, heirloom, and then I always look for open pollinated, and then most of what you buy in the store is going to be non-genetically modified. Okay, so that's kind of like the non-fun things and the basics to talk about, because I'm a new gardener. A lot of people are new gardeners this year, so those are some important terms that can be really confusing, and just I hope that can help you better understand like when you're looking what you're reading about. So now like I'll kind of go into how I found seeds, how to keep it sustainable, and mostly how to keep it affordable because it can get expensive. Okay, so let's talk about the most affordable ways first, because I know we all love a good deal. I love finding deals. And when I learned about this first way, I was mind blown because I thought this was the most awesome thing I'd ever heard. So I actually first heard about this from Jess at Roots and Refuge a long time ago in one of her videos, and I looked it up and it was real, and I had one near me and I was thrilled about that. So first, cheapest, most sustainable, best way to get seeds is looking into your local library and seeing if they have a seed exchange. Some smaller ones do. The one in our smallest one in our local community did not, but if I drove 30 minutes to the big city, that library did. So they have a seed exchange where people donate their seeds from their harvest or extra seeds that they have, and you basically check them out like books. So I just love this way because I think it's so great and really meaningful that people care enough to bring their seeds to share and help other people garden. So when I showed up to our local library, I just asked them if they had a seed exchange bank, and they said yes. They showed me where it was. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen because they had it in the old school like little wooden pull-out drawers where you like file like index cards or whatever of that sorts. And they had so many to offer. It was really well organized by alphabet. And so like the variety of tomatoes, so it'd be like asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, like in order, and you could look through what they had to offer and all the varieties. And then I asked if they had a limit of how many you could check out, and they didn't. So I ended up getting 10 packets of seeds, and normally the people that donate them just put however much they want in it. So normally, I think tomato plants, I got easily like 20 to 30 tomato plants out of one packet. So a lot of seeds. Beans, they'll put a decent amount of bean plants in it. So you're gonna get a smaller quantity, but it is still great for your garden. So I got to bring home so many with me, and it tells you the source, the variety, when the seeds were saved, and like the ounces or grams that's in there. So just really well put together, completely free. And I took them home, I planted them, and the only thing that they tell you, it's basically more of a golden rule mentality. They just hope that if you are able to harvest seeds from that harvest that you planted from the seed bank, that you bring them back and donate in return. Or you can just donate your own seeds that you have left over and that are extra. So it's a really special way just to feel like you're helping people and people are helping you, and having things that you maybe never would have tried never would have afforded, because they even had like Baker Creek seeds, really, really nice quality heirloom seeds, which was so exciting to find. Those are some of my favorite ways to first look into getting seeds, especially when you're having a harder time to find them, but really because it's a awesome way to sustainably source your seeds, and you're going to either get those seeds for free or completely free. So for new gardeners, it's so budget friendly, and for old gardeners, because I mean, who doesn't love a good deal? So the next kind of local way to look into getting your seeds is checking out your local co-op. I definitely was raised as more of a city girl and never went to a co-op, never had interest in going to a co-op. So the first time as a newbie gardener, not knowing like what questions to ask and going into a co-op, I was so out of my element. So it was kind of like ripping off a band-aid. But when I was in there, I was so happy because I just felt in my element, being surrounded by all like the like wood shaving smells to put in your garden. Really weird to say that, like wood chips, and finding little chicks there. It was just such a comforting place to be in, and I look forward to going there now because everyone that works there is so sweet. They all love the same things you do, and I always have the best conversations when I go there. So going to your local co-op is a great option for finding your seeds. If you don't have a local co-op, also like your local plant store you can go to, because they always normally have a selection of seeds to choose from, and those are going to be a really great option to look into as well. And for our last one we're going to talk about, it's more of the like online way to shop for your seeds. After you've kind of gone through the local options, free options, and just like community-wide options, which I think are great to invest in first. Sometimes you still need more seeds that they didn't offer. Or if you are not have any, if you're so far out in the country that those places are a hard trip for you, this is a good option too. This is where people struggled a lot this previous year, was ordering seeds online, because there was such a mass like need for them so soon. So basically all this year it's been hard to get all your seeds from one place, especially all your seeds from the places you normally got them. So what I suggest, if you are going to online shop for your seeds, I do not think next year is going to be any better for them not selling out like crazy like they did this past year. So what I would do is order your seeds now, and that is what I did. And they still were, a lot of places were still very limited, which I was surprised to see. So before the like typical rush in kind of like early spring, I would beat that rush and be prepared and go ahead and get your seeds now. You're still going to make the same investment. Ask for seeds as stocking stuffers. I would be so thrilled to get packets of seeds in my Christmas stocking. Ask for it for presents. Just let people know this is what I'm looking for. And that's a really great way for them to bless you and love on you, is by speaking your true love language and giving you seeds. So I thought I would show you the seeds that I went ahead and bought for this next year, and kind of show you the places that I sourced them from, that are companies that I've heard of before, or I even have a new one that I'm trying out for the first time. So I got a lot of my seeds from Botanical Interest, or like about half of them. So they sent this beautiful big box, so I just put them all in here, and we'll go ahead and go through them. So let me get them situated. These are all my seeds that I will be starting plants from seeds. There are a few plants like onions, sweet potatoes, strawberries, blueberries that I will be buying as starts in the spring. But these, so I basically have almost everything I need for next spring. So let's go through them. First up is what I ordered from Haas Tools. I've never ordered from them before, but lately and over the last few years, I've heard people like loving them. Really good germination rates, great plant quality, just very good success stories. So I got Blue Ridge kale, Anaheim peppers for my salsa, because I'm definitely growing lots of tomatoes and lots of onions, and this will be the pepper that I use in the salsa. Bolero, I may not be saying that right, Bolero carrots, and if you've watched my videos, you know I struggle with carrots, and I know a lot of people do. So this description had like very high success rates for these carrot seeds. So I'm really hoping on that. I just want carrots. Like, I just want to feel like I accomplished getting past that hiccup. Stonehead cabbage. This is a really good cabbage for storage. So like cold storage, and we will use this for all the sauerkraut, some stir fries, but mostly the sauerkraut because we love it. And then acorn squash. This year I tried to get some more storage vegetables, so like the cabbage, the acorn squash, and I have a few more to show you of things that will last throughout the fall, over the winter, that we will be able to eat and sustain ourselves off for storage purposes. So those are the seeds that I got from Haas Tools. All of these seeds I'm showing you, which I got a lot, I think it cost me $40, and for me that was such a good investment and well worth it. So this is a company that I've never used before, but they had two things that I was looking for, so I gave them a shot. They're called Urban Farmer. I do not know much about their company. Like, I can't remember off the top of my head what I read about them, but I needed these seeds, so I gave them a shot. They were one of the first ones that I Googled. I just Googled like seed sourcing companies. I don't know. I don't really know what I put in. But so I got yellow peppers, like yellow bell peppers, because I like those ones the best. I will be honest with you. I don't like the green ones or the red. I like the yellow. And then Jet Star tomato. If you follow Roots and Refuge, Jess grew these in her high tunnel and had a huge yield from them. They are hybrids, so she did like a little test of hybrids versus her heirloom tomatoes, and these were really great. So I definitely want these high producers so that I can store a lot of sauces and salsas. So that's specifically why I got these. And then the last seeds that I bought are all from Botanical Interest, which these are the common seeds that I see in my local seed shop, like where I go, and I love that they offer heirloom, they offer organic, and they offer non-organic seeds, which I'm okay with because I grow organically. But if you were trying to sell them as organic foods, you have to source organic seeds. But for me, I'm okay with buying non-organic seeds, especially in a time where seeds are limited. So I got sugar pie pumpkins to save for exactly what I'd be needing around this time, for pumpkin pie, pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Oh man, I love pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. And these are really great for storage. Cucamelons, I see everyone growing these and they're so cute, and I just want to give it a shot because I hear that they're just fun to grow, really good snacking, tiny little melons. Basically like a mix between a watermelon or like a melon and a cucumber. And very high yields, like they go crazy. And then yard long beans will be so beautiful growing on the trellis. They get huge. Purple potted pole beans. So these will also grow over the trellis and grow long and walk through like you're in a beautiful jungle. Butternut squash, of course, perfect for storage, perfect for soups, great thing to have during the fall and winter. And then I've never tried a moneymaker tomato. This is a heirloom tomato and organic, as you can see on the package. And I'm excited to try this. It's a vining tomato, so it will grow very tall. And it also talked a lot about how it has a very high yield, which is why it's called a moneymaker, because it's great, because it gives off so much that you can sell so many, and you get the gist. And then, as always, Botanical Interest normally sends you a free packet of seeds. So they sent me a thing of mixed lettuces. Okay. We had to pause for the head scratches because they love their loving. I don't know if you've been around beagles, but they are just like the snuggliest cuddlers that want to be loved on all the time. So those are all the seeds that I sourced from those companies for my spring and summer garden. All of those that are either heirloom or open pollinated, I will be saving seeds from. If you are not yet saving your seeds from your harvest, or letting the plants go to seed, that is the best way to make sure you never run out of seeds, and the most sustainable way to source your seeds as well. So start learning how to save seeds for the plants that you are planting and help yourself feel confident to do that. Those are the ways that I think of off the top of my head, and the ways that I have sourced my seeds in the past 2 years that I've been gardening. So I hope with maybe this crazy year and coming up, that helps you feel confident in ways that you can find seeds and source them and help make it as affordable as possible too. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will get back to them as the best I can. But thank you for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope that I was able to help teach you while I learn with you guys as well.